My name is Joop, but some of you might also know me by my Instagram alter ego Parked in Dutch Streets. Ever since I became a car spotter, I've met loads of interesting fellow car enthusiasts and car spotters. In this podcast, you'll meet one of these car lovers every episode. We'll talk about the cars of their lives, the cars they like, and the cars they despise. This is the Carspotcast. Welcome to the...
Dat wilde ik ook doen.
Daar wou je beginnen.
Dat is echt niet laten. Grappig.
Helemaal uit zijn apropos gelijk.
Ik haat het hier.
Dat is heel grappig.
Welcome to the first special episode of the Carspotcast. And today we're talking about very special sort of cars. We're talking about the Eurotrash cars. I'm welcoming two guests today that are also the judges of Eurotrashweek. First, we're welcoming the diva from Amsterdam, the queen of car spotting, Maurice. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting
this
back
super
a second
introduction.
time.
Yeah.
And then we're welcoming basically the guy that made himself a legend last year by comparing a Citroën C3 Pluriel with a Dutch entry, which was just perfect. Welcome, Dan, to the podcast, to the special. You guys are being the judges for this week's Eurotrash Week.
We are.
Yeah. Are you excited?
Yes.
Well, moderately.
What are you expecting to see, guys?
Pluriels.
Yeah.
A lot of trash.
Ja, Veneo's. Shite.
But what's trash?
Well, actually,
Can we define trash? What's Eurotrash?
That's
Do we
what-
have to talk about that?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
I'm gonna introduce it because, of course, the topic is for discussion. But we also have a fourth
Yes.
jury member, which is Tom from the
Hi,
UK.
Tom.
His Instagram handle is otherchottery, a good friend of ours, and we're gonna meet him at Photo this year at the Festival of the Exceptional. And he actually sent in a voice clip that I want you to hear. So
That's great. Let's hear it.
Yeah, let's see.
Hello to all the Carspotcast listeners, and hello to Joop, Maurice and Dan. It's Tom from Utter Choddery here, and I'm sorry that as a member of the Eurotrash Council that I can't be here to record live in the studio and to help you judge some cars. But here I am, live from a BMW 3 Series, and I just want to say how much of an honour it is to be part of Eurotrash Week again. I hope everyone will enjoy this episode, and I can't wait to see the great song and car matches that everyone will bring to the table during Eurotrash Week. It's a goodbye from me, but also 12 points to the Netherlands!
Wait.
Yay.
We actually have a chance of winning this year's Eurovision.
We
right?
do.
First, I want to.
We always have a chance.
I want to check, what is your relationship with... by the way, thank you, Tom. He's the cutest. What is you guys' relationship with Eurovision? Have you always celebrated? Is there...
Celebrated like a national holiday.
Well,
for me, it is, yes.
Okay, sorry.
I mean,
Okay.
you're fresh to the party.
I'm a fake homosexual.
Yeah.
I normally
Hey, Tom is straight too.
What does homosexuality
straight
have to do
to-
with
Tom is
Eurovision?
straight too. Well,
oh, sorry, I didn't know these were connected.
yeah.
I always try to watch it, but it was just the finale and we were just watching it with my family for jokes. And I wanted to watch it with friends, but they didn't want to watch it, so that's why I have other plans this year.
Good, so you're cancelled out. Now to the religious believers of Eurovision. Maurice.
No, I've been watching for a long time. We used
me
to
too.
watch, yeah.
It's
So
like-
it's like Christmas and your birthday at once.
Exactly.
Isn't
It's-
it?
What does straight people have with the World Championship of Football? We have
What?
that with Eurovision.
What is that?
Football? Soccer? Ugh, what is that?
With the round thing. you
Yeah.
mean?
Just,
The round thing.
just guys running behind balls.
Nah.
Wait.
Well, that's what I'm doing as well.
Oh my god. the level
Being cut out.
the level of today's podcast is gonna be very
No, but
high.
I think it's just fun. It's a bit camp, and it's
yes.
just
Entertainment.
entertainment. Yeah,
That's the thing.
bad music, lots of nice drinks and friends, and
Yeah.
having
thing
a
is-
banter.
The thing is, it gets sometimes so bad and so tacky that it becomes fun again.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what we're trying to do with Eurotrash Week, right? You asked me to give a little explanation of what Eurotrash is, basically, right? So I came up with an explanation this year, a description, which basically is all European cars that are not known as good cars. That leaves, again, a lot open for interpretation.
Yes,
but
yeah.
it could actually be cars that are actually really bad cars that are European, or cars that are misunderstood. cars that are unknown, that are actually good cars but are not known to
Or
be
maybe
good
just
cars.
ugly.
Or maybe just ugly, yeah.
Or boring.
Exactly. One element of a car that is really bad about it. But the thing is, sometimes these cars are so bad that we start to love them again. So,
Not in my list.
okay, good. You're just bringing trash today.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's good. No, but I mean, we have. I think we have some experience with Eurotrash. You do, Maurice. The Avantime is prime Eurotrash, right?
My entire account is based on Eurotrash.
Ta-da! There you go. You also own Eurotrash, Dan. You own a Libra.
All my cars are Eurotrash.
The Punto isn't.
Well,
Oh, yes, it is.
it is.
You think?
It's piss yellow.
But we're
It's
not talking
European.
about-
It's trash.
Yeah,
it's
no,
Eurotrash.
They've sold 1 trillion of those, and then none of them left. None of them stayed, are still
They're
alive.
all gone. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also small cars that have a shorter life than big cars, right?
Yeah.
The Libra is the prime Eurotrash.
Yes.
Yeah, and the Avantime is too.
I think all of Fiat is about having a brilliant idea and then just doing it just not right.
Like,
No,
meh.
it's not that
just
great.
hit and a lot of miss, right?
Okay, guys, we are the Eurotrash Council. Together with Tom, but of course he couldn't attend. And today we're going to talk about our favorite Eurotrash.
And you'll be the president of the jury, or?
Yeah, I'm the president. Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
So
I
actually, we don't have anything to say.
Normally
You
you're the queen, but this is not a traditional monarchy anymore. You
how
don't
can
have,
this not be about
you
me?
do not have any power in this, right?
Are you that guy that is never shown on the television except for in 5 minutes in front of the end, where he's just sitting in the balcony? He's like, "All the votes have been counted."
Yes. Jon Ola
Jon Ola, yeah,
the
that's
vote
the
is
one.
in.
That's the one.
But now there's a different guy. Like it's not him anymore. I don't know what his name is. Martin.
I don't think
Jan
our
Smith.
listeners really care about who that guy is.
No, true. But
That's
I
my
do.
hero.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So the Eurotrash that we'll be talking about is split up in 5 categories. First, we're going to talk about German Eurotrash. Then we're going to talk about UK Eurotrash. We're going to talk about French Eurotrash and Italian Eurotrash. And then we'll take a look at the rest of Europe. In each of these categories / countries, the members of the Eurotrash Council bring their favorite Eurotrash cars from these countries. They all have 30 seconds to introduce or plead their case for their favorite Eurotrash. And then we'll discuss the cars afterwards. We hand out our 12 points, 12 points, 12 punten to the Eurotrash that we deem best. Yeah, and the result is that there's a winner in every category, and we'll have 5 prime Eurotrash cars. Are you excited?
Yes.
Did you do your preparations?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
We're just nervously looking at the clock.
Yeah, we are at my mom's house, and she has a cuckoo clock, which is probably not the correct English word, but that's fine.
Cuckoo.
Yeah, and it does that. But it's 1 o'clock now.
Listen, I just recorded Maurice doing this sound, and I'm just going to edit it in now.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I'm a very good cuckoo clock.
Can you do it 3 times in a row?
So that it was 3 times in a row. Thank you, Maurice. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Guys, we're going to start.
Yes.
We're going to start with Germany. You all have 30 seconds to plead your case for the car, and then we discuss it. Good?
Yep.
We're going to start with Dan.
Okay. I've done something very unkekkekarn-ish. I've all got modern cars.
Okay.
And we'll start with one of the cars that BMW has introduced in the last 2 or 3 years. It's very big, it's very electric, and it's very, very, very ugly. It's the BMW iX.
But I cannot love this car.
No, that's why I chose it, because it's shit.
Okay.
The BMW had the new design language of like squares and a bit of retro design like BMW M2.
Maurice in the meantime is looking
I'm
Googling
going to
the
look
car.
this
He
up
has
because
no
I
idea.
have no clue what this looks like.
It's horrible.
BMW 9.
No, it's
iX.
9.
It's the iX. Yeah.
Oh, it's not Latin
No,
numbers.
it's literally
okay.
iX.
It's horrible.
Oh, the one with the rabbit teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that one.
Well-
Because they have reshaped their kidneys
Yeah.
and the other design elements at the front, and it looks nice on some cars.
They have
And
not
then they
reshaped
have-
the kidneys. They forgot to shape the kidneys.
That's another way of looking at it.
The
And then
car
they've
has become the kidney.
Oh, the
there it
cuckoo
is.
clock.
Okay,
Cuckoo.
that's your time. Okay, over to me.
But it's horrible. It's
Agreed.
horrible. It's ugly.
This is truly Eurotrash. In
Yeah.
10 years, everybody already hates it, right?
It's horrible. It will be. It's like what the i3 did, but then bigger
And worse.
and worse.
I really hope you're going to put something better in here, Maurice. Please.
Better.
Okay, so for Germany, I have I have a hint, and the hint is coulrophobia.
Excuse me?
Coulrophobia.
Coulrophobia?
Coulrophobia. It's the fear of clowns. I shall show you what I found.
Oh God, that's cool.
Oh my god.
The worst car of them all.
No.
The Volkswagen Polo Harlequin. This is what you get when Germans try to have fun.
Yeah.
It is fun.
It is as much fun as doing your tax, yearly tax income. It's fun organized in Excel.
I agree.
This is really bad, and it's ugly too.
It isn't. Did you know you can get those with blue taillights?
No,
Well, you
I
could.
don't care. But why would you want to have a car with 16 colors and blue taillights? It's just hideous.
Well,
And now they're making all kinds of April Fool's jokes that they
Oh,
will
yeah, that's so
reissue
annoying.
it, and it's just coulrophobia. That's my case.
okay.
It would have fitted the ID3 on which they made this fool's joke because it's equally boring as the
And
Polo.
bad.
And bad as the Polo. Well, the Polo, is it bad?
It's not a bad car.
Oh, it's not bad, but look
It's
at it.
boring.
It's cool, the Harlequin.
Good.
I don't like clowns.
Yeah.
I don't like the BMW iX.
No, me neither. Good. Okay, I have also chosen a car. And I think this is the one. Well, there's multiple icons in the German automotive field. But I've chosen an icon with multiple generations. And I have a particular favorite generation of this car. It is the Mercedes-Benz S-Class.
Ooh, that could be good.
Yeah.
And there could be a lot of trash in there. Because the W220, you know, the one that came in early zeros, late 90s, the hideous one.
That's not hideous.
That's looked like a C-Class. That is prime Eurotrash because it's just so bad and ugly and
I love it.
That's
No,
great.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I love that one.
No, we're not talking about that one. It's out. No,
It's the rusty
no.
one.
We are talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that one.
Okay,
No.
listen. The one that I'm choosing is actually the one before the Cathedral.
The cathedral.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
W140.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of people think it's too pompous, too much road presence, too much.
It is too pompous.
It's
But in a good way.
It's what an S-Class should be.
Yeah.
An S-Class should demand power. When an S-Class drives by, you should think, oh, I'm poor. That's what an S-Class should do. And I love that the W140 does that like no other, in my opinion.
My S-Class does that to me. When I'm driving it, I feel like, oh, I'm poor.
Oh, yeah, again, you have an S-Class.
You have an S-Class.
It makes you poor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You actually... No, you had like the last one that wasn't officially called S-Class,
Yeah,
right?
I was wrong previous podcast, so excuse me, standard. Please don't hate me.
But
I have the
yours
W108.
Yours is not as much a cathedral as it is a ruin of what
Shut
was
up.
once a cathedral.
They
right?
call it the greenhouse, my generation,
greenhouse.
because it doesn't have
Glass.
It has a lot of glass and it doesn't have big pillars. Well, anyway, I have a fact about that, which I will no doubt have wrong, so standard can comment again.
Yeah.
I think they.
We're only spreading fake news in this podcast.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The W140 that you said, they designed that
Yeah.
and was like €1 trillion. And then someone decided somewhere that the roof should be higher, and everyone said that was a terrible disaster, and no one liked the look of it anymore.
Oh.
So I think they did something with the roof, or the roof was just
Of the one
out of proportion.
you chose.
Yes.
No, that's right. I read about that too.
Yeah.
I have a
I
book
never
and
knew.
the story is in there.
Yeah. It's
There were these super tall Germans that were Überleitungs whatever thing in Germany.
whatever. Yeah.
Something. No, and they went to sit in the seating buck, the model
Yeah.
that they made, and then they hit their heads on the ceiling, so they had to change the roof. And
But they only changed the roof, so that's why it looks a bit like a top hat.
yeah, it does.
I think it looks demanding. It looks powerful. I love that car so much.
Did you know?
This is my big guilty pleasure. I'd have it in beryl.
I don't
Beryl
know.
blau.
Oh yeah, the very
The garish
also
color.
yes.
There's also a green or a purple.
Yeah.
I love that too.
Did you know that you had a folder where you could choose all your colors, and they had the recommended specifications.
Yeah.
For example, with the leather and the lacquer, and they also had a not recommended section. So you could have it in orange with purple leather, for example.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But they said not recommended.
I know. And yeah,
And
sorry.
there's another fact about S-classes. Up until this generation, I think, they didn't have any changes or differences in what engine you had. So if you had the small 6 in line, or you had the big V12, the trim and stuff was all the same, unless you chose a longer version or you chose specific wheels. But they were just, you couldn't tell.
I love that recommended and not recommended, because I heard a story about that too. I worked for Mercedes-Benz for a while, and someone I worked there with, a salesman, he once ordered a green E-Class Estate with orange leather.
Nice.
And I remember he sent that to the factory, and the factory sent him a message back with, Achtung, are you sure this is the configuration that was chosen? Yes, it was. So I think Mercedes does that. It's quite nice.
They do that.
Good. I hate your iX.
Me too.
Why did you choose it?
Because it's horrible.
Eurotrash should be enjoyable.
But it's enjoyable.
It doesn't have to be enjoyable. The Harlequin isn't enjoyable.
It is enjoyable.
All the
it's not,
people
it's ugly.
who are listening to this podcast, all 17 of them, in 10 years' time, they will be like, oh, the iX is pretty interesting. Because if you're inside of one, it's weird as well. It has shelves and floating dials and stuff.
I hate the seats too. They're so ugly.
They're very ugly, but it's just like the i3 is becoming interesting now.
The i3 has always been interesting.
It's been shit most of the time. But now, in my opinion, but the iX is going to be interesting in 1,000 years.
It's interesting in the way the Brits say, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, well, but
That's another way of saying you're an idiot.
Eurotrash starts. It starts as that. And you gave me the list of things that could be classified as a Eurotrash car.
It is
one of which is very ugly. So it is very ugly. And all the colors which you can buy on them are also shit. They're very... some colors, for example, the color Maurice has on his Mazda, you can look into that color.
Yeah.
And they're all so flat of BMW. Someone
like
painted them and was like, oh, that's fine.
I also think this is very popular with a certain group of people.
Yes.
No, but it is a Eurotrash car.
Yeah,
it is a Eurotrash.
It's a bit young, but it's going to be a Eurotrash car in 10 years. I think you're right.
I also think it's quite admirable that BMW brought out something that ugly.
They also have the XM right now, which is
even worse.
I have an XM too.
I like that. The XM, I will just show the Maurice what it is.
No, I know what an XM looks like. I have one. No, that's not the XM I had in mind.
But this one...
You know, they actually talked to Citroën about using the name, the
they
XM
bought it.
number.
Did they?
Yeah.
They bought it.
Well, that's better because Citroën
How much
is
would
just
they have paid? €5? 10
think-
maybe?
something along those lines. But which is sad because then we never know it's going. Then we know there's never going to be a new XM, but that's fine. The XM, the BMW XM, is vulgar and it's in your face and it's very ugly, but that makes it cool in my
like
opinion.
it. Yeah.
I like it as
It's
well.
way too big, but that's good.
The iX is horrible.
You really think the Harlequin is not enjoyable?
It's not enjoyable.
Really? I
Volkswagens
do like
are not enjoyable. Volkswagen Polos are even less enjoyable. And Volkswagen Polos Harlequin it's just bad.
We apologize.
Why would you want your car to look like it's been in an accident and repaired with the cheapest scrap parts you can find?
We apologize.
What's the
to
fun in that?
Residential cars of Limburg. We love you.
Why? He doesn't own one.
Doesn't he?
No, he
What's
just
in front of
pictured
his
one.
house?
It's Jesus Christ, it's the one you pictured too. He owns the ZX
That's
Black.
just the way
Oh,
houses
it's
in
the
Limburg
Brek.
look.
You are so bad at
I don't
remembering
care.
people.
He should residential cars. If you're listening, probably not. Get a Harlequin, so this will make sense.
It's around the corner
The
of your
thing
house.
with
Yeah,
the thing
just
with this Harlequin
get in
is
it.
they even made it efficient. So
But
they
that's-
built
that's-
4 different colored Polos and then start swapping the
I
panels
know
around.
you have different versions of that as well.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah,
you
but
had
at
like-
least they could have done it the French or Italian way. Just
Build
build a
500
car, then
doors.
spend €1 million painting each different body part. There's even a system behind it. This
Like,
is fun
the
organized
fun
by
is-
an Excel sheet. This is German fun. It's
Maurice has
just
pictured
shit.
one with the yellow front hood thing.
Can you tell what the original color was? I know. You can tell what the original color is.
I think it is
It's-
blue
it's- yeah, it's
because of
blue
the
one.
line
yeah.
and the
yeah, when the roof is the color of the roof gives away the original color of the Harlequin.
But
I
they
even
have
know
4
way too
different-
much about
They
this.
have 4 different versions as well.
yeah. And
Yeah,
because there's
it's
4 colors.
the
yeah.
fun thing is there were 4 different versions, and you ordered the Harlequin, but you would never know which version you would get.
And the one that Maurice has showed us, you can look that up on the internet yourself. It has a yellow hood and a blue base color. That's the best one. The other ones were a bit boring because they had darker colored big parts of the body. So they had, for example, a blue hood and green
Okay.
doors. And those were a bit...
But they're just equally
No.
ugly, right?
Did you know that over 2/3 of the Harlequins produced were bought by McDonald's Deutschland,
Deutschland!
and they gave it away to
And nobody wanted them.
people that bought
Please give me another burger. I
people
don't want
that
that
bought
car.
Big Macs.
Did you know... What?
Yeah, people that bought Big Macs, they got a pole if they were lucky.
Did you know that the one of the first 5 cars I spotted was a Harlequin, but that was a
quite
electric
special.
swapped one.
Oh,
Yeah, that was really interesting.
good. We're gonna vote.
Okay.
Do we vote? Can we vote for ourselves in good Eurovision? No, because we'll all be
I think
voting
this
for
voting
ourselves.
is.
What do we vote for?
Actually, I expect you to have a system for this.
We give a 12 points, 12 points, 12 punten, to the car that we like best in Eurotrash.
We
And-
like the best,
Yeah,
or
and
which
you-
is the best Eurotrash.
Exactly. And you can...
That's not an answer to my question.
which is the best Eurotrash, and you cannot vote for yourself.
Is somebody going
Okay.
to keep track of this?
I will.
Okay.
Good. Dan,
I wish you a lot of luck.
please, can we count your votes?
Yes, I forgot your car.
W140.
Oh, I will choose the Harlequin.
Okay, good. Maurice?
I think I'm going to choose the S class because it's a kind of a
This is
guilty
going wrong.
pleasure of me. So there will be no.
Will we have a 3-way tie in the first round?
Oh, hell no. My 12 points are going to the Harlequin. Yes.
Okay, yay, I won.
Yes.
Yay, you won. 1-0-0 for you,
Yes.
Maurice. Okay,
Still
so-
the star.
yeah,
Maurice.
still the star of the podcast. Yeah. Okay, so...
I'm not going to say I'm surprised.
Jesus Christ. We're going to continue to the UK.
Yes.
Yay.
Good.
There's a lot of trash to be found there, isn't there?
Brilliant. I know what Stan going to say, and we had a big fight over this.
Dear
Let's go.
The United Kingdom.
Yes.
What's one of the most sold and most known brands from that country?
Vauxhall?
Rolls Royce.
Do you mean Ford?
Do I mean Nissan?
No, you don't.
Jaguar?
That's pretty funny though. But it's the Ford EcoSport because it's neither eco nor sport.
Neither
Nor
European.
Ford.
It's not even Ford. It's not even European. If you sneeze too hard out the window, it falls over. You have a spare wheel, which doesn't make sense because you'll never leave the sidewalk. The road.
You should be obliged to drive on the sidewalk with
Yeah,
this.
like a 45 kilometer an
Yeah.
hour Kanta.
Is it even a car officially?
It has a door in the back. Did you know? You can open it sideways because they didn't understand in Brazil that you could open doors upwards as well.
What,
But that's
make-
because of the wheel.
Yeah.
what makes it European for you?
We've talked about this.
Yes.
Ford.
They didn't talk about this. They had a
shouted-
huge fight
yeah.
over this.
Ford-
just to be sure about this, it's
Ford US was founded something in the 1650s, well, I don't know. And in 1909 or something, they had a different branch which went off to the UK, and that was now it's only connected by the fact that they are both Ford, and they, of course they sell the same models. For example, the Mondeo and I think it was the Fusion was in
Fusion,
America, so in the Focus, of course. But in the 60s and 70s, they had the Cortina and whatever. And those were all not sold in America.
True.
They had the Galaxy and the 500 and the whatever.
Mustang.
The Mustang.
Yeah.
to be honest, I think they did sell the Capri in the
Yeah, they
US.
sold
but
as a
they sold-
Mercer, I think.
Yeah, Mercer, right? They sold 11 of them because they all had the Mustang with the same engines.
Yeah.
And bigger ones.
Anyways.
Anyways, so that's why it's very British to me. Everyone's driving Ford Transits. Ford Transit is maybe the most British car ever built. Fight me on that. And that's why I chose the EcoSport. And I recently found out that you can also buy it without the tire, which even looks shitter because
When it was
that
facelift,
possible?
when it was facelifted, that tire was taken away.
I'll show you
and all.
the-
What I do think is Eurotrash is the facelift, because that facelift was only developed for Europe. They actually got the
I wouldn't even know how it looks. Oh, that's bad.
no one's designed this. They've put a picture of the rear of the Fiesta in PowerPoint, and
Why
they've
do
risen
all
the
these
picture.
Ford things look the same? It could have been what's the SUV ones again you like so much? The Smacks?
The Smacks, that's the MPV.
MPV.
Look at the
They all
door.
look the same.
Look at the amount of detail on the inside of this rear door.
Oh, jeez, it looks like a fridge.
Yeah, it is a fridge.
Good. I'm done with the EcoSport. Maurice, what's your choice for today?
Well, I also chose the EcoSport. As it happened. No. It's something you may even need a picture of. This is the story of British Leyland. We all know that, the big drama
yes.
all over again, but
yes.
in the early zeros. What I picked is the Rover, City Rover.
Oh, yes! I love it. Yeah, that's really good.
That's really
which
good.
is a rebadged Tata Indica,
so
launched
good.
in 1998, whatever.
Yeah.
And then MG Rover, as it was called that day, chose to import it to Britain and change it into a Rover, but didn't have any money, so they kept it as a cheap thing that it was, and then stuck on some Rover badges and tripled the price, and that's it. You could actually buy a Skoda Fabia or a new Panda launched in 2003 for less than the City Rover. I had to write this down because I couldn't believe it either.
When Rover and MG were dying, they were doing such crazy stuff. Like they randomly came with the MG ZT and put a V8 in it. They decided to import that City Rover.
But the thing is, they spent all their money on developing that MG V8 thing, and then they forgot to launch the City Rover. They didn't have a marketing campaign. They didn't have press cars. They didn't have a press launch. I read about press people that tried to drive it, even Top Gear tried to drive it. They just couldn't get hold of the car.
I also can remember the Rover 25, which was ancient by then. They lifted that up and made the wannabe SUV. What is it called again?
The
Streetwise.
Streetwise.
Yeah, Streetwise.
So that's the only good thing about this City Rover. The name is brilliant. So you have the Land Rover to cross land, and you have the City Rover to
cross city.
Well, yeah, to scrap
Well,
actually.
yeah.
But
I've just looked at the rear. This is almost exactly the same as the Tata Nano, which cost $1,700 new.
Good. Thank you for this random fact.
Look at put this in your.
I know that.
no,
I know
they,
your
do,
Instagram.
they do look the same.
But it's a Tata.
They were designed by idea of the Fiat Tipo and the Alfa 155.
How?
So it was actually someone in Italy
Being fired.
at least selling these designs to whomever it was called.
But what's yours, you? Because
Yeah,
you're
tell
probably
me.
dying to let us know that it's not a Ford.
It is actually a Ford.
Oh, God.
What is this been all about, you?
Not the Smacks, right?
It's a Ford in drag.
Is it the Jaguar S-Type or X-Type or whatever?
It's a Jaguar X-Type.
Yeah.
Listen, so the base of the X-Type is the Mondeo. And you guys know by now, the Mondeo is one of my all-time favorite cars.
It's the car of all time.
Exactly. I talked about it, I think, in
Where's
the
that
last...
bloody cuckoo when you need it?
I talked about it the last episode with...
11 minutes.
Jesus Christ. With Dion. Finally, I talked about Mondeo. It took me 5 episodes to talk about the Mondeo. So we're going to continue on that right now. The X-Type is really interesting because it actually was the first wagon that Jaguar ever produced.
It was also specifically the wagon or just the X-Type?
I would like the wagon more. What's even more interesting is that it was the first Jaguar ever with a diesel engine. So
True.
it was very blasphemous to the Jaguar brand.
Yes.
And I do think this is a really good car because the Mondeo Mark III was a really good car and it was the perfect base. It had nice engines, all V6s. It had good handling. I think it was the perfect base to make a luxury car on.
No, but this might be the best Jaguar ever built.
Exactly.
No,
You made a
I'm
mistake.
fully with you. I'm fully with you.
The diesels aren't a V6.
No, true.
Who cares?
I was only talking about the petrols.
Okay, sorry.
Only the petrols were all V6 and then the diesel was a 4-cylinder, I think. 2.2? Yeah, right?
2.1 and a 2.0 turbo and a 2.2 turbo.
2.2 turbo. That's the TDCi.
And everybody's always nagging about how this is a Mondeo in drag, but it
looks
it's
nice.
just the new Alpha what's it called is a Citroen in drag. So who cares? And at least the Jaguar is a good drag.
Yeah,
it looks great. It looks like a Jaguar.
It looks like Jaguar. I like the rear of the station wagon. I like the station wagon better than the sedan,
I'd have the
which is
saloon.
very rare for me to say. It looks like they put a grandfather's clock inside a Mondeo.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It looks like... What's also annoying about the X-Type wagon is that the roof rails, they look too high.
Yeah,
There's
I don't
a
like the
huge
wagon
gap
either.
in between them. Anyways, I still like the car. I would dig getting one of these and then just bring it to a Ford workshop and say it's a Mondeo. Do whatever you like to.
This is good Eurotrash.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
good.
it's a
This
good
is
car.
nice.
Yeah, I like
Enjoyable,
it.
good Eurotrash.
And people should stop nagging about the fact that the switch of the cruise control is the same as on the Ford Fiesta. Who cares?
Yeah, because
cares?
if you bought a Lamborghini Murcielago, you had the same vents as a Volkswagen Polo. So who gives a shit?
Jaguar was able to put V6s, leather, and wood in this because it's based on a Ford.
Exactly.
Otherwise, this car wouldn't have existed.
I'd have
Well, it
wood
would
if
have
I was
been
in
a
that.
classic Jaguar with leather and wood in a V6 and then rusting away and
Yeah, okay,
being
but
broken
not this
broken
small.
all the time.
They
No,
had-
but this is good.
They had huge ambitions for this car. I think they wanted to sell 200 or 300,000 in total every year. But they sold eventually 300,000 in total or something like that.
Yes,
So,
three-
It would
350.
have deserved better.
yeah, it would have deserved better.
Yeah.
I agree. And it's also the car also looks a bit old-fashioned. Of course, it's very inspired by the XJ,
And the Rover 75.
the Rover 75.
The Rover 75.
So yeah, I like that.
Did you know that it had a code name?
What is
The
it?
code name was X400.
Oh,
Whoa,
sexy.
that's exciting.
Good.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the EcoSport.
Why?
Yeah, I'm wondering too because that car is not European.
No, I
Okay,
have,
I'm gonna get the band-aids.
yes, it's devised in Brazil. And
True.
it's the best-selling Ford in Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil.
Your reasoning makes no sense. See, I do think the facelift is Eurotrash. That is pure Eurotrash.
How can a facelift of the same car
Because
be
they
Eurotrash
did-
and
they-
the first one wouldn't?
Because the facelift only went to Europe. And that was... They used that because the EcoSport was trash and the European consumers were seeing that. And they gave it a very specific update only for Europe.
I found
It was still trash, but a little bit... It was like a polished turd, something like that.
I
you know?
found a reason why it's Eurotrash.
Oh, God.
And I have to translate this from Dutch.
Yeah.
The model, in 2015, got their first biggest facelift. From Brazil, the chassis was lowered 10 millimeters.
Ooh, that makes a difference.
And it got ESP, power steering, and chrome door handles. You know when it's...
Could you please help us? What's your point with this?
Well,
Does it make it
was-
Eurotrash or not Eurotrash?
Yes, it was very high up. Like it could have been an SUV-ish thing. And they lowered it for Europe.
That makes the wannabe SUV, not Eurotrash.
It does make it Eurotrash because they made it worse.
Can we agree on wannabe Eurotrash, maybe?
Ta-da! Maurice, you are such a peaceful...
I'm a peacemaker. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
peacemaker.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ, yeah.
But
This is what royalty does.
Where's your blue cap?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I do really like the shittiness of it, because why would you have a car that's built for a specific type of person and a specific type of environment, sell it in a completely different part of the world, but make it worse first?
I think the eco trash. I wanted to call it Ford
That's a
eco
good name.
trash.
I already
The
did
eco
that,
trash is
yeah.
a bit similar to the Rover City Rover actually.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we give points now?
I wanted to say one more thing, because I know why it landed up in Europe, because from 2010 to somewhere 2016 onwards, Ford chose their one Ford strategy, and they were thinking that they were only making world cars. So the one car they developed somewhere in Brazil or the US or in Volkswagen Cologne could be sold everywhere in the world. I think that concept has proven itself
To be a failure.
Yeah. I do think that's also an era where the best Fords come from.
Is that where we got the K Plus as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
K Plus is
I
originally...
haven't seen one of those in.
No,
ever.
because they've all crashed.
Yeah, the K Plus is originally... Perfect Eurotrash, by the way. K Plus...
Oh, of course it is.
K Plus is originally a Figo, developed for the Indian market.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the Figo hopping about in Nepal.
You went to Nepal.
Yeah.
Okay,
Couldn't be bothered to take pictures, of course.
good. We're going to give points.
Yes.
Dan, may I cast your 12 points?
It's on myself. No, I forgot on all your cars again. It's, of course, going to be the City Rover.
I hate you. Okay, Maurice.
I'm actually quite pleased with what I found, so I think I'm also voting for the City Rover.
You cannot
Sorry.
vote for yourself.
Why
I
can't
can vote for yours. I can vote for you again if you
Okay,
want.
I'm gonna give my vote to Dan. Dan,
And I will
what's your
vote for the
favorite
City
second
Rover.
car? Yay!
I'm voting for the City Rover too. I cannot give that EcoSport 12 points. Eco trash. I think
But
we
yeah,
should call it that. Yeah.
To be honest, the Jag is a good one, but it's almost too good to be called trash for me. That's
I
why I
wouldn't
didn't vote
even
for
It
call
it.
is prime Eurotrash to me.
I wouldn't
It's
even
not
call it
trash.
Eurotrash.
It's Eurotrash. It's misunderstood. It's
Mon
a
Dio.
good card that is misunderstood.
They've sold 12.
Which makes it Eurotrash.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
Okay, you're right.
But
You're the judge.
I think maybe after this podcast we'll decide that my cars were the best because they were the worst.
Good, we're going to France. Nous allons à la République. Okay, France.
Yes, I've chosen an absolute shitbox of a Yobbomobile. It's for all the people that cannot afford the BMW X6. It's the Renault Arcana. It's
God.
shit. They should have
It's
designed
really-
it in
that's
Brazil
really
and
shit.
kept it there, but they didn't.
You
They
know
shouldn't
what?
have designed it at all. They should
No,
have
they
just
ha-
not built it.
You know that? You know where the inspiration came from? Renault actually designed an Arcana for Russia. And they
Fantastic.
they built it on a previous Captur platform, and then it hit in Russia. Well, maybe that's not the best wording. It did very well in Russia, and then they were like, "Oh, we should pick the modern
So
Captur."
what is it? It's a Capture, but then
It's an old
a coupe.
Captur with a coupe.
So it's a 5-door coupe version of the old Capture.
Yeah, so you have
but-
an old car with less room.
But the Arcana that we get is the new Captur with a coupe line. Because it worked in Russia, they thought, let's do it in the rest of Europe too. And then we got the Arcana.
And what I hate about it the most, because, for example, the Eco-Trash and also the other thing that I forgot already, I've completely lost the plot.
Your first car.
Yeah, no, it's just the Eco-Trash that has interesting colors. And Renault tried to do that with the Arcana as well, and they were all horrible.
Yeah.
You had a very metallic high visibility jacket orange, which was shit.
There's one of those near my workplace. It's
disgusting.
hideous.
It is disgusting.
That's the hideous color I've ever seen. That doesn't even look good on an orange, that color.
This is also the sort of car that Renault tried to introduce as hip and trendy. But hip and trendy are words mostly used by 60-year-olds.
Yes.
So
I wouldn't know.
It's the same kind of car as the Honda Insight.
Yeah, that's hip and trendy, by the way.
Yeah.
Good, Maurice, your car. Your car.
No, but that's really a trash car. Oh God, Arcana. Oh, my car. Yes. Well, I chose the mother of all Plankhond cars.
Oh.
That you may not even know. I'm not sure if both of you know this.
BX.
Don't try.
No. It's a car I've been eyeing since I was, I think, for 30 years now.
I know what it is. It's a Talbot.
It's a Talbot.
It's a
Tagora. Tagora, yeah.
I know. I've spotted one of those.
I spotted one too. In Luxembourg.
Yeah,
I drove all the way to Luxembourg.
I haven't seen one in ages, but this is the car I've always had an eye on because it's the limousine nobody asked for.
No.
Talbot itself, it's the only Talbot that ever existed because the rest was a rebadged Simca or a Matra. And this is the only car Talbot built themselves, devised themselves.
I've read a spectacular sentence about this car. Designed by Chrysler Europe and produced for Peugeot Citroën.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it's designed by the Americans and built by the French.
This is the ultimate Euro brand.
True.
Talbot was a combination of a Spanish company, even Barreiros. They built trucks.
American.
And Chrysler, which used to be Simca, which is French. And then some brands in the UK. So it's a mishmash of everything.
This car is surrounded by crises.
This car is a crisis.
Yeah. Because it looks very awkward. The body is wider than its platform.
Yeah, but that's because they built it as a Chrysler and then they had to fit it onto a Peugeot platform or fit the rear axle of a 505 beneath. It's just accidents happening all over the place.
They actually, Chrysler designed the whole car. They finished it and then Peugeot bought the whole brand. It was transferred to Peugeot, but they couldn't take the technology, so they just took a random 505 platform, 505, 504, I don't know.
This
505,
is Stellantis avant la lettre.
And they just put that car on that platform like, ta-da!
But the thing is, it wasn't a bad car. It was just a car without an image. Nobody ever heard of Talbot, or whatever it was called. and it was just a big, expensive executive car with no image. Launched amidst of the second oil crisis, so...
I do really like its looks.
I'd say you.
It's such a good car.
Kind of good looking.
I've just found out who designed it. He's got the best name in the world. He's called Roy Axe.
Roy Axe, yeah.
Yeah.
You know the other cars he designed are the Rovers from the mid-80s.
The Chrysler Alpine, the Hillman Hunter, the Iran Kodo Pycon, Chrysler Horizon, Rovers, Rover 800.
And that's a pretty car as well.
Yeah.
You would almost forget that I have a car too.
No, yeah, you
Over
would.
to you, because I'm not taking 30 seconds, but 30 minutes.
Should we just vote on our own cars again?
Let's do that.
Yeah, okay.
No, Maurice is going to get all the 12 points. Like, that's going to happen. But I chose a car. Of course, there was a period in time where Stellantis, Peugeot, Citroën, PSA were always late at the party. Just like Ford, they were always late at the party. And in the late zeros...
Ford is still late to the party.
I know. They've never arrived on the party.
No, they're not even arrived to any party yet.
Yeah. So there was, in the late zeros, there was this whole SUV hype starting to happen. And Peugeot Citroën thought, maybe we should get the SUV too.
Oh.
And Peugeot made a car based on the Peugeot 308, which is actually, hear me out on this one, a nice car.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And that's the first time
they got a car with good qualities. Nice interior. Nice interior.
Time's up, sorry.
Luxury, space, good quality, but only decided to make it fucking hideous. The Peugeot 3008. It's like Peugeot that a toddler designed this car and then said, voila, c'est le best we can do. It's terrible.
Did you know, we were in Maastricht together with Bart and Jeroen.
Yeah.
And you were taking... pictures of that.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to post in Eurotrash.
Yes, that's when at that moment I decided that I had to choose a different car because I chose the 3008 as well. So that's why I chose the Arcana.
I think that 3008 is the absolute low point of Peugeot. So you're perfectly right on spot with this. This is just dreadful.
The thing is, if you're in it, you're going to enjoy it because it has a super pretty interior. I've driven one of those. It's actually a good car. It's just fucking ugly.
This is what they mean when they say we designed it from the inside out, as in they started on the inside and just didn't
forgot.
And sometimes it can be iconic, like a multipla. Sometimes it can be dreadful and forgettable, like the 2008.
Do you know what happens with those things? They had the first generation. They decided for some reason that they wanted to facelift as well. But the first generation had these tail lights with all the individual LEDs.
I saw.
What they started doing now is breaking down, but the individual LEDs break down. So you get wonky tail lights all the time.
Oh so you have lesser and lesser taillight left.
Yeah, and you have to take out the whole thing, of course, and then change one, which no one's going to do.
It is such a dreadful car.
Yeah, I've driven that once.
This actually makes me curious about driving one someday. I was all about 307s, but I think this may be the new...
If you're in it, it's probably fine. I would enjoy it.
It's fine as being in the waiting room at the dentist is fine.
Yeah. People will look at you like... I wanted to use a word that I cannot use.
They won't look at you.
Well, they will look at you.
Well, if I drive 125...
They were like, I don't want to see it. Like
That's why they won't look at you.
Yeah, okay, true.
Like the Porsche Panamera.
Good. What was your choice again? Oh, the Arcana.
I forgot. Oh, yeah.
Should we vote?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can just vote. My 12 points go to Maurice.
My 12 points go to you.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Woo!
3,000, you win. Yeah.
Oh, no, but the Talbot is the definition of Eurotrash. It is so bad it gets enjoyable.
Yeah, but it's it's becoming a bit of a very weird classic.
Last year,
and the 3008 still is a bit trash.
Last year you told me the story of the Tagora, and I was so impressed. And I knew that Roel, So Up magazine, he shot one in Luxembourg a few years ago. There was this weekend. I just got in my Saab and I drove to fucking Luxembourg to get the car, and it was there. And I shot it. And it was for me the perfect start to the whole week. Like the car, it just looked marvelous. Like slightly decaying, perfect.
Yeah.
It was, if you guys ever come to Maastricht again, I hope
probably
you will.
Not.
Then we should actually go to Luxembourg. Like hell, you've already driven to Marseille, so we can still go to Luxembourg.
Marseille?
Maastricht. It felt like I had to drive from Marseille again.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
We'll take the week off and see if we'll manage to get there in time.
Oh, woo! That means Maurice 2, me 1, Dan 0.
I'm going to score 0 points in this because all my cars are horrible.
Okay.
But that's the concept, right?
Yeah.
Guys, we can go to Italy. Oh, I love this.
I have something for you.
I've actually researched this car a lot.
Come on, bring it.
It is, I will quote this website. It's the Car X, I'm not going to name it, depreciation calculator. We estimated that this car...
It's the 166.
We estimate that this car models, on average, depreciate 93%
it's the 166.
of the first 3 years when new.
It's the 166.
It's the 159.
Oh, crap. Really?
God, that's even worse.
Oh.
They sold
it's so
those.
Pretty, though.
No, it's not pretty.
The 159 is, in my opinion, one of the prettiest Alfa Romeos.
Do you know how they designed
boring.
that? They took the 156 and then just put the 6 upside down, and then it became a 9, and that was it. It's just nah.
You see, I had to get used to the design of the 156 because I didn't like it from the start.
How can you have to get used to that?
I now understand it. I think it's a good car.
It's one of the best design cars of the last 50 years.
But the 159, I understood it from the beginning. It's a super
You're the
car.
only one who understood it. You paid 25,000 euros for the base model. I'm just guessing this. And 3 years later, it was worth 6.
Yeah, 6 euros. 6 whole euros.
Yeah. What the
Provided you fill the fuel tank.
Yeah.
But
Otherwise, it would have been 4.
they're actually quite desirable young timers right now. Especially with a
By
V-
whom?
By
Desirable.
whom?
By
With
whom?
a
People who haven't seen the 156.
By people
Guys,
without eyes.
With a V6 or the 1750 TBI in a TI spec,
What
these
the
are
fuck
getting
is a
expensive.
TBI?
Why do you just keep saying numbers and letters?
Yeah.
Engines. Oh god, Maurice, you and engines. That's just not a match.
But the Busso is a
No,
great engine, but
that's
just
true.
not in a car.
the Busso's not in there.
No. Oh, okay. Well,
It's a
that's
GM.
solved.
It's a GM V6.
Who's Busso?
Why did you?
But couldn't you have
Is
chosen
it
the
a VM
156?
VM Motori?
What?
A VM Motori. They had a factory in Italy.
He's
where
waving
they-
his hands like he's an actual
VM
Italian.
Motori. They had a factory in Italy where they built all the cars from GM and Dodge and
Oh yeah, that's
Alfa Romeo
probably.
as well.
But this is where things go wrong. And I think that's your problem. You just like Opel Vectras. Because the 159 is an Opel Vectra.
It's
and the
one-
Saab
it's
is an
related.
Opel Vectra too.
It's an Opel Vectra.
So you're
They're-
just actually a big in the closet Opel Vectra fan.
Yes.
They're related to
I
the
think we're on to
GM
you. I
Epsilon
think we're
platform.
related
Come
to
on.
Which is
Yeah.
the same car.
I think this is the whole thing. You're just a big Opel Vectra fan.
There's nothing you can do to buy an item which depreciates faster than a 159.
Yeah, get a 166.
No, you could buy a TV, drop it on the floor, it would still have more value percentage-wise than a 159.
The thing is, listen, I like the car. I like it a lot, but it is Eurotrash. It's definitely Eurotrash.
I don't even like it.
Oh, really?
No, it's
not.
boring.
It's just trash.
Yeah.
What's your choice, Maurice?
Okay, hear me out. You know Celine Dion, right?
Of course we do.
We're gay, of course we do.
You know where she's from?
Canada.
Yeah.
But
From
she
Canada.
participated in Eurovision and won
Exactly.
for Switzerland.
Hear me out. My Italian. Oh God.
I don't know
Sorry,
French.
I didn't mean them to sing.
Yeah.
So my car for Italy
Is it Celine Dion? Oh
this.
my god!
The Chrysler Lancia Thema 2 from 2011.
300C, bitch.
If Celine Dion gets to participate for Italy, why can't Chrysler participate for Italy? So this is
Jesus Christ.
right. You're laughing, but I'm right.
You're right.
You are correct.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's actually quite a cool car.
Yeah,
I
I
always like
white
the
with
300C.
big chrome rims and a leather
Yeah.
interior. Yeah,
It is nice.
Okay, we all agree.
yeah.
On to you, Joep.
But is it
Oh, we
Eurotrash?
agree
though?
on a car. Oh, this is
I don't know how that
special
happened.
again.
Is it Eurotrash though?
It
is.
Eurotrash.
Is it?
It's a Lancia.
This is the Celine Dion
why
of
is
cars.
this Eurotrash and not the EcoSport?
Because this is a Lancia, which is a European brand.
oh god, we go again. Vote in the comments, please.
No, no.
If Ford
There's
is
no.
British, it's
I'm
comments
gonna
on
get a
fucking
band-aid again.
Spotify.
Here we go.
I'm gonna get you even more.
And the one who loses will delete his account.
Good luck.
Joep.
I'm gonna make
No,
you.
Italy. You.
I'm gonna make you even more mad.
Oh god, is it?
I chose the Chroma.
Oh no, not that hideous Chroma again.
Jeez.
Interestingly, the Chroma is based on the Signum, which is a Vectra wagon.
Yes,
so there
it's
we are
all
again.
Opel. It's just
This is
Opel
all about the Opel
fanboy you.
Vectra.
Why didn't we choose an Opel, by the way?
I'm
No one
actually going to buy you an Opel Vectra.
I'm going to pay with that.
Please don't buy me a Vectra. Keep the Vectra
you
for
keep
yourself.
talking about them.
We'll nick his Saab and he'll never know the difference.
I don't even know the difference.
If you just saw the roof
This
off.
is all about the Opel Vectra.
Listen,
A Chroma is an Opel Vectra, but
we
just
haven't
ugly.
said.
Oh, by the way, you called it trash. You called the Chroma trash.
It's
Fuck you.
Eurotrash. It is.
No, I'll just keep trash.
Oh. Listen, we haven't talked about everything about the Chroma yet because, of course, Dan.
And then we are not going to do that. So,
Dan-
voting starts right now.
No, we need
Hear
this.
him out,
Listen,
hear
listen,
him
listen.
out.
Because in the last few seconds of our episode, I dropped that Ital Design actually made a V8
Yeah,
Chroma,
of course you did. And I tried to quit the podcast at that point.
which is perfect to me. This car, it keeps intriguing me. I just wanted to drop it out there. It's perfect to me.
It's about as intriguing as looking at car accidents. You just don't want to see it, but you keep looking.
Keep
right?
looking.
Guys,
I'm not that way.
if
No.
I won't find a thesis before
Oh,
42,
please don't say it.
I will buy a
Don't,
please.
Chroma.
I
I
and
will
you have
make
a
you-
shit one as well. You have a
You
cloth
put
interior.
this. You put this
grey.
on record now.
I have already put this on record in previous episodes. I will buy a Chroma. I'm not even kidding.
I'm going to promise you something as well.
Tell
I
me.
need a new rear bumper for my Fiat Punto because it's discoloration. I will drive into your Fiat Chroma with my rear bumper to prove that it's horrible. I'm not even lying. I have no fear.
Oh, I love it.
Why would you want to buy a Fiat Chroma? You're from Limburg. That's already enough. Come on.
pathetic enough? I love the Chroma. The Chroma
Hmm.
is just marvelous. It's a sort of family room on wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course
It's
it is.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's a fake Lancia. It is a station wagon, which is also
I'm bored,
something
Maurice.
I like.
All I hear is Opel Vectra, Opel Vectra,
Yeah,
Opel
that's
Vectra.
the
That's
same
all
I
I'm
do, yeah.
hearing.
So this is the Car Spotlight's Vectra special.
Yeah.
It is.
Because
I think we're onto something
we
here.
actually have two undercover Vectras in this.
And they are both yours.
No, actually, you chose a 159.
Oh.
True. So, what are we going to vote? The Lancia Thema or the Opel Vectra?
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I dig all three cars. I love them all. This is a hard
I
vote
love
for me.
This is a
Two
hard
of
vote.
them. They're
Listen,
all
I even have
they're all Italian. I'm quoting.
I even have a song that can go with the Fiat Chroma.
Are you
And it's
gonna
especially
say-
meant at you.
But you're going to tell me, and I'm not going to know.
It's Armenia's 2016 entry called Don't Deny. Because
clue.
don't deny that the Fiat Chroma is nice.
It's an Opel Vectra.
Good. Okay, we're going to vote. Done. May I cost your votes?
Well, guess. Have 1 second of your time and guess which one I'm going to vote for.
This is the one time a Lancia Tima is ever leading a chart. Boys.
I think I'm going to go vote for the Opel Vectra.
Annoying.
That's it.
Which one?
Just the Opel Vectra.
So we split points. I get 6, he gets 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's me.
That's made it. I don't even get a point.
I actually
get
managed to
half a point.
shut him up. He doesn't know what to say. He's just looking at me
No,
like, blah.
I'm realizing that I'm making Dan win this round because I'm voting 159.
Wait.
Hey.
I really like the 159. It's a really good car. I like
Yeah,
it.
Well-
it's not good. It's an Opel Vectra.
Yeah.
Good. This has already been eventful. I'm very curious what you're going
Did
to bring
anyone keep track of the points?
for the rest
I'm
of
still
you.
ahead, right?
You are 2, I am 1, and he has 1.
1.5 am I?
Okay,
Uh,
just
So
things
you-
as they should be.
You already
Did you
have
say
first
that you
place.
were 2?
No, 1.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Ouch.
murder.
So you're winning. The only thing is if you're going to share this with me or Dan. That's the one.
I was never good at points with this Eurovision thing. I'm always around people who know when the first vote is cast, they know, oh, that country's going to win.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do that.
I don't know. It's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of those annoying
Rest
people.
of Europe.
Yeah, so we had a blank slate.
Yeah.
And all of Eastern Europe is horrible, so I couldn't choose of that. So
Does this Europe, is this the Eurovision definition of Europe or the Europe definition?
look at him choosing a Holden or
No,
something.
because you could have chosen Israel. Maybe that's not the smart part, but what's
Well-
what's the rest?
Or the cars from
Well,
Israel.
probably cut that out.
Probably. What's the rest?
The rest of Europe, which is not Germany, UK, France, or Italy.
Okay.
Fill in.
So
Fill in
I've
the
chosen
blanks.
a Spanish car.
Say
Olé.
it.
Yes. I've chosen a
The
car
XAO.
that has been sold for 5 years in a row in the Netherlands, and they've sold 2,000 of them.
The XAO.
It is the XAO.
Oh, I like the XAO.
Yes,
It's a good-
that's an Audi,
nice
right?
car.
It's well, all of the VAG products are Audis at some points.
I like
yes.
it. It's a good car. I like it.
It isn't.
don't
It's a
like
good
it.
car. Come on.
They've never. Okay, there are for some reason Seat fanboys in the world. Excuse me if you're one, but I don't understand those because Volkswagen has a sort of, well, boring but Bauhaus-ish thing. They have the very boring, very decent or decadent car branding thing. Then you have Skoda, which is even more boring but very practical. And then you have
cheapish.
and solid.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
Well built.
well built, spacious. And then you have Seat, which is nothing.
Yeah.
They say it's sporty,
Agreed.
but it isn't. And
Agreed.
it just has triangles flown around. And then
That's why
This is true.
last year it came out that they're going to kill Seat.
Yeah,
and
but
then they said we're not going to kill Seat.
No,
they're-
it's going to be a mobility
a
brand.
mobility brand.
and that
Jesus
means
Christ.
you can call a
Nothing.
cab and then a Seat will drive.
I don't know.
You will get a seat in a Seat.
Oh God, not that joke,
Cancelled.
please.
I'm going to find Joep's stacker and pull it out of his microphone. But the XAO is an Audi which no one bought. I saw once one in purple.
It's an Audi A4, isn't it?
I don't even know.
But, the thing I know about it, I think it's an A4, and they put the cabriolet dashboard, which is different apparently, in the saloon and call it a Seat.
The thing is, I saw one
It's
yesterday
an interesting car, though.
in blue with nice big, like a sort of baby blue, and with like nice big wheels. I like it. It's a good car.
It's. Do you know what that makes me think of that car?
Yeah.
When games design cars,
Yeah.
but they don't have licenses for real
An
cars.
NPC car. Yeah.
So that's why they have something that doesn't really
They
look
used to
like
do that in
anything.
advertising. Then
Yeah.
make it look like a car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just car.
Yeah.
And that's what they did with the XAO. They just built car.
The
And
thing
that-
is, you
Nowadays-
seems to like it, so there must be something Vectra about it.
it's probably well,
We
Opel
need to
is
find
German
you.
as
You
well.
all need to help us now because there should be a connection to the Vectra and the XAO here somehow.
Just listeners of Joep's podcast, try to find out the connection between the XAO
I
and
think
the
this
Vectra,
is maybe
and let
the
us
best,
know
the best episode of the podcast yet because we're actually discovering something as we speak
about Joep.
about Joep,
You've already
which is
come
his
out
fetish
once.
for Vectra.
hate
Vectra
Opels.
fetish.
I do think that generation of Vectra looks quite good though.
Did you know
there
that
you go.
we all think of Opel as so boring that no one has chosen one?
Yeah, true. A Signum would have been nice.
Well, he's chosen 3.
I've
Good.
chosen one.
Maurice, what's
He's
your
driving
choice?
one.
What's your rest
Okay.
of Europe choice?
So I'm gonna go Dutch. with this.
Of course.
Of course, we're going.
Is it going to be the Mitsubishi fucking Charisma?
No, it's not going to be the Mitsubishi fucking Charisma. It's also not going to be, but it's going to be a bit of duff.
It's just going to be.
It's going to be the Volvo 343.
Yeah,
I like that.
that's Eurotrash.
No, but hear me out. So I think you have these old-fashioned. I'm a bit older than you, only slightly, but still.
Twice.
You have these typical Dutch birthday parties. Your parents take out all the seats in the garden furniture and sit in a circle, and
you
then
have
put
a kaasblokje.
You have a kaasblokje, and you put a coffee table in the middle and put on a glass with cigarettes in it.
Yeah.
That's
from the
what
1960s, but yeah, probably.
I'm from the 1970s, but still. But that's how you do birthdays in Holland. They call it a kringverjaardag.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Kringspierverjaardag.
So I'm convinced that Volvo is designed following that concept. And if you look carefully, you can see like a little cubby hole, like a little cup holder in the middle of the 343 to put a glass with cigarettes in it.
Ah,
This is actually a kringverjaardag on wheels.
is that the reason why they made the interior so brown? So it doesn't matter if you smoke in it. So
It doesn't matter because
soak up
it's
the
brown already.
Yeah.
I cannot think of
This
a
is
more boring car.
This is the Dutchest car ever. This is tulips and cheese and clogs on wheels.
Didn't Joop yours just bought one? He just bought one.
He's
right?
also
By accident.
the most Dutch thing you can think
Yeah,
of. Right?
Joop is anything but a kringverjaardag, but
I was about to say, did we just call him a kringverjaardag on wheels?
yeah.
Legs.
The thing is, I read somewhere that it actually also was super expensive buying one.
They were super expensive.
I think you posted that.
Yeah.
Because
They were crazily expensive, badly built. They had Renault engines that just... I know someone who says couldn't pull a sausage from table. From a table. It's just
from a table.
it's just bad.
It also had
And it has this shame we all feel about Duff about it.
Yeah.
So it's just seriously uncool. So the Volvo, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, Will.
I'm going to Russia.
Well, probably don't do that.
No, I'm not. I will be stoned alive for being LGBTQ. Anyways, I'm going to Russia because the W140 that we just talked about was long used by dictators, mafia, mobsters.
I know what's going on.
And cars from Mercedes-Benz are also used by dictators and dubious heads of state. So Russia actually wanted to come with a solution of this because they wouldn't want to use a German product.
Where's this going?
They wouldn't want to use a German product, right? So first they made Zils. The
the
Zils
huge
limousines?
black menacing things.
Those are crap. They're really crap. Like, you shouldn't get one. Even if you can find one, don't get them. They're crap. But that one little tyrant that is over in Russia right now, Vladimir Putin, we all know that he sees Russia as the mother of the world. And he thought the mother of the world surely must be able to make a big grand limousine in which I can be driven around. And that is exactly what he intended the people to do. He made the Aurus Cortez.
I never heard of that.
The Aurus Cortez.
You just show me a pic.
Which
it
is
looks like a
very much
Rolls.
inspired by a Rolls Royce, indeed. But Aurus Cortez is his state vehicle. But surely it couldn't be profitable if it only were a state vehicle. So Aurus is a newborn brand that makes Russian luxury cars. And they currently have 3 cars in their range, which is first the Senat, which is the limousine that Putin is driving. Then there is the Aurus Commandant, which is a sort of SUV or something like that. I have no idea what it actually is. And there is this sort of minivan.
So with this Senat and Commandant, all I'm hearing is Senator and Commodore, which are Opels.
It's oh god, there we go again.
God,
There
we're
we go
getting
again.
back to Vectra again.
I have
No. I
I've
didn't
just
say that.
searched for some
But
information on
this
the...
looks like actually looks a bit like the Lancia Thema Thesis
Yes.
Chrysler 300C thing.
Yes.
And the Rolls.
Joop, do you know what engine that has?
And a Skoda. There's a bit of Skoda in there as
No.
well.
It is a hybrid.
Christ.
Okay.
It is a 4.4 liter Porsche developed V8 with 62 horsepower of electric, and the total has 598 horsepower in the Senat.
You know, I never even heard of this brand. Thanks for sharing, because I didn't even know it existed.
Like, the thing is, we're actually all not sure if it exists. Their website is alive, and there are
There is an
cars
actual
on the
website.
website.
We're looking at it.
But I'm not sure if the car actually exists, or that it's just
They just made a website.
a megalomaniac idea of Putin and pretending like they do in North Korea, like they make cars. So I'm not sure, but this car, I saw it at Putin's inauguration like a few years ago, in 2018 or something like that.
Again.
And oh man, I was interested.
It's
in
kind of fascinating.
It's fascinating, right? That some
in a scary
megalomaniac
way.
came up.
Yeah.
With. It's scary, true.
It's
It's
a cool fact
tell me,
about North Korea.
tell me.
They did the biggest car theft in history.
Oh,
The country of North Korea
okay.
bought...
With
I
the
think-
Volvos, right?
Yes, they bought like
I noticed
24,000 Volvos, and then they were delivered, and then they just didn't pay.
Yeah.
They just, like, okay, thanks, bye.
Well,
It's not like you're flying to North Korea to
No,
get the
to-
money. So.
no.
good for them.
Yeah.
Anyways, there are two dealerships, of which one is in
Zoetermeer.
Roelof Arendsveen. No, of which one is in St. Petersburg and the other is, of course, in Moscow. But I've never seen actual pictures or spots of one being driven around.
If I look on the internet, there's only showroom cars and the Putin state limousine.
Yeah, the Cortez.
This is fascinating.
A minivan.
Yeah, the minivan is cool, right? Yeah.
It's like a Rolls Royce,
Cullinan.
like a
Vito.
mix with that and a Vito. Yeah.
Listen, I am not agreeing with anything this idiot does, of course. It's a very bad thing that we have a war in this world. And, wow, I'm becoming very pacifistic right here. This is very interesting to me.
It's fascinating because it's so exotic.
It's such an exotic little
We don't
thing.
even know if it exists.
No, we don't know if it exists exactly like that.
I
Yeah.
hate it.
Okay.
It's like the country that always participates in Eurovision, Monaco. We don't even know if that exists.
Monaco
either.
hasn't participated in like 20 years.
No, I'm not sure if it exists. It's the same.
Monaco.
Yeah, and like Belgium.
place of-
They
Belgium
actually
doesn't
say that country exists.
I live quite close
Belgium
to it.
doesn't exist. Sorry for
You-
all
yeah.
the 7 Belgians that are alive.
What were her choices?
I forgot.
So we had a 3-4-3.
You said the
Yeah,
Exeo?
Russia-
Exeo.
I'm all for the Russian thing. This is so obscure and interesting.
I do not like your choices.
I do not like your choice either.
Okay, so everybody likes mine.
I think the 3-4-3 is boring. If I have to choose, I think the Exeo is nicest.
I think that's a good idea.
But you still have to pick one.
I don't want
I picked the Russian one.
Good. I'll vote for the Exeo.
You can vote for yourself. I did. I'm going to vote for the Exeo for you too.
You can't vote for yourself. You know that you want to give me those 12 points.
I
Give
don't
the
want to
shared,
give
the shared first place together with Maurice.
I don't like the Russian car thing.
So you'll vote Kring verjaardag aanbieden?
Yes. Because you could order it in lime green.
Which makes it a tie.
Yes.
Oh, yay!
And I'm last.
Yeah.
Again.
We have a shared last place. Of course, the Queen wins this.
But isn't having the least points the point of this?
Oh no, we have
thing?
a tie. Tie.
I tried my best to choose the shittest cars I could, and that has worked out because you all liked each other's cars, and mine were all horrible.
Yes. Okay, guys, I had a lot of fun. We spoke about 15 cars. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And
None of which should be spoken about.
none of which was educational.
No.
But the at least the Russian card thing was a bit educational.
Yeah.
I didn't know it existed.
I lied again about some S-Class bullshit, probably.
Yeah. Standard comment,
sorry,
please.
I still don't know anything about engines.
No.
So that's business as usual.
We've talked about 15 cars, 7 of which were an Opel Vectra.
I think that's the conclusion of this podcast.
Everyone is
You
an Opel Vectra.
and Opel Vectra.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, thank you guys for being a guest.
You're welcome.
Good luck this Eurotrash week with judging the entries. Both you now have, you listeners, sort of have an idea of what these jurors are into. So know that they both have to pick one wild card. Okay, branding.
You did that yourself.
Yeah, I did that myself. That they have to pick. So please, of course, please them if they want to. And good luck with this Eurotrash week. I can't wait to see all your entries. Maurice, Dan, thank you for being a guest again.
Thanks.
No
Fun.
problem.
Big cat fight.
I can't wait for Vectra Wednesday on Eurotrash Week. Just I'll use the hashtag Vectra Wednesday on Wednesday. No, use it on Thursday.
Good. So we're going to plan a Vectra special.
Yes, a Vectra Wednesday
We are.
hashtag on Thursday
We are.
on the Eurotrash.
Vectra
Week.
owners, please come to the front.
So next time by coming back, we're doing the Vectra special.
Yeah, you could also post Saabs as well. It's just a Vectra either.
Thank you for listening, guys, and see you next time. Bye-bye.